Hey foodies, welcome back to my channel. I've been missing for 2 weeks, but I'm back. I'm in a new space, right? We're going to try to get used to the new kitchen. But for today's video, we are going to be attempting the Jamaican Easter bun. And I'm stressing on the attempting because there's certain things I try to stay away from, like the black cake. But you know, Christmas, I gotta attempt that. But we're going to be doing the Easter bun, so stay tuned, follow along. At the end of every video, we always do a taste test. So let's hope this bad boy comes out good. So stay tuned.
All right, so this is step one, attempt one of me trying to make the Easter bun. So for the first video that I'm going to try to recreate, or the first instructions that I'm going to try to recreate, is where she put the guineas in the pot on the stove on low heat, add honey, and add molasses, jam, and the brown sugar, and the butter. Can't forget the butter. And try to make sure that everything, is combined so that we can add it to the dry ingredients. But I will say this, living in California is a hassle because it took forever to get the molasses. I still didn't get the mixed fruits. So, we were just going to be rocking with raisins for right now. Because I've been wanted to try this, but I just couldn't get the ingredients. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing, trying to make sure that everything is combined. And the most important thing is to keep it on low heat. So this is where I'm adding the brown sugar. And this is me trying to give you different angles because, as I said, I'm in a new space and I'm trying to figure it out. For the butter to melt. So over to the dry ingredients. So now we have our flour. The raisins, they were soaked in Guinness. So that's my cinnamon mixed with my all-purpose, and that's the baking powder and salt. And that's the nutmeg. That's the nutmeg being added to that. And I'm gonna whisk it all together. Now, as I was saying, for the raisins, I had them soaking for like, let's say 15 to 20 minutes in the Guinness. I'm gonna strain off the excess liquid. And then I'm gonna add it to the dry ingredients. And this is something that I learned from making that blueberry cake. When you put them in the dry ingredients, everything don't sink to the bottom. So if I haven't learned anything on this channel, I'll learn that coat them in flour or put them in the dry ingredients before you add anything else. They won't sink to the bottom. Now with this recipe that I'm following, it requires 1 beat egg. And I'm gonna add the vanilla to the egg and then add it to the dry ingredients. Because if I remember clearly, she said she didn't want to put the vanilla in the Guinness because, she don't want the heat to take away all the flavor. So I added it to the egg, then I'm gonna add it to the dry ingredients. Just stir, stir, stir. Now for the Guinness mixture, you're supposed to let it cool, get it back to room temp, and slowly add it and stir it until you get the consistency, that you want. But I don't know, this is my first time, so I'm just winging it as I go along. So I'm just adding it little by little. This did say 2 cups of Guinness, but looking back now, at the end after everything was mixed together, I think I could have gone like a 2.5 cups or maybe 3 cups. because at the end it didn't have the texture that I want after it was baked. But I am gonna try this again, but I'm gonna do it a different way. Instead of mixing everything in the pot, I'm just gonna add everything one by one, step by step, and see if it does make a difference with the outcome. But for right now, this is step one. And if you're somebody that knows how to bake it, or if you've done it before, you're like, just watch what I've done and tell me, what I could have done different to get a different outcome. But, you know, that's it. It smells so good. I need to say that. It smells so good. So freaking good. It looks like it needed a little bit more liquid for me. It wasn't runny enough. Alright, also I have my 2 pans oiled up, greased up. And she did say leave enough room for it to rise, but I think I needed a little bit more baking powder because it didn't, it didn't rise for me. It was giving torta vibes, but it tasted so good. I did say I was, yeah, it tasted so good. It was giving torta vibes though, but it tasted just like the Easter bun, but it just didn't have the consistency that, I wanted it to. It didn't have that little fluffiness, that little, bun texture.
All right, foodies, we are finished, and I will say it did not turn out right. So thank God I always say attempt. So we're gonna have to try this again because Easter is next week, and I have a few Jamaicans where I live. When I say few, I mean 2, and they wanted to try it, so I gotta try it again. But I'm gonna show you how it looks. Don't judge. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, it didn't raise. I did do the baking powder. I don't know what happened, but it didn't raise how it was supposed to. So yeah, so this is a fail. I'm not going to even try this on camera. We're going to just try it again. And yeah, we're going to try it again. Actually, nah, that's a lie. I got to try it. So we're going to let it cool down, and at the end where the credits are going to be, I'll give it a score or something. But for right now, it got to cool down. But it didn't raise how it was supposed to. So for right now, by looks, this is a -1. But by taste, you going to know at the end when I finish editing this video. But if you can hear me.